Hello guys, welcome to my world of programming. If you don't know who I am, my name is Tumitadi. And what is the agenda for today? So today we're going to be talking about the setup page. This is very important, right? How I've structured my .Net Maui mobile application. It's running both on Android and iOS, right? So we're gonna start with that, and then we'll do other videos, right? So before we continue, may I kindly tell you about this YouTube channel of mine that I know you find it helpful, and the content that I'm making right now to show you how I've built licensing tips as a fully fledged system, right? I talk about database, web API, mobile application. I'm uploading all the videos on YouTube, so there you can go and watch them uninterrupted, right? So we're going to talk about the setup page, and I have a Visual Studio running right now, and then I have the app on the right. So let me do this. What is a setup? When you downloaded this app, so where can you quickly get this app? Let's see. When you go to the website, down here it says mobile app. If you open this, you see that it's currently on Google Play Store, right? I believe the version is a version 2.28. So here's the app. Please go and take a look at it. There we go, 228. And then I'm gonna leave this as it is, because what we're gonna talk about next, we need this information, right? But for now, let me close it, and then let's go back here. The second link is app on the App Store, right? So it's gonna try to open what it needs to open, which is my App Store. Good. So give it a couple of seconds, and then we'll take it from there. So the setup page. What is the setup page? When you launch this app for the first time on your device, this is splash screen, right? You give it a couple of seconds, it's gonna land to the very first page. So I have architectured this app, right, to have what we call setup page. Now this setup page, you cannot interact with stuff like menus, whether on the side or at the bottom. You cannot interact. How do you achieve that, right? So you're gonna achieve that by going to App Shell. We did a video specifically talking about App Shell, so please go and watch that video, right? But one of the things is that this is an entry of the application where I'm registering what? The setup page, right? The route is setup page, the title setup. Then I'm saying flyout item is visible, false. And I'm saying shell flyout behavior is disabled, so you cannot interact with the menu, right? So the page itself lives under views, content pages, and there we go. I'm still going to talk about this XAML, do you understand? But I'm not going to get into it right now. So this is what you see here, it's what you see here, right? But if you're wondering about where do I get these icons, well, I did a video about that, right? So this is the first part, right? Then there's a code behind of this page. That's what we're gonna be talking about. This guy. Before I get here, there is another piece of what we call view model for setup page. So let's quickly go to the view model, right? It only does one thing. When you click this link here, read more information, it's gonna trigger an action to be executed, and it's gonna go and take you. You can try that yourself. So the view model currently doesn't have a lot. So, but the code behind it's what I'm interested in, right? Because what we're gonna be talking about on the agenda is gonna be the version updates feature. So that relies on the page called setup, right? So the way I program, I say this is a class. It's a partial class, right? It's a setup page that inherits from content page, right? This is a container of all the pages. Then I have what I call global variables, right? Then I have this interesting property. We'll talk about this in an upcoming video. So just know I have one property and I need it. These guys are very important, but mostly they're important for iOS, right? I just should make a note there. But these are the guys that I need, right? So I need screen security. I'll make independent video about this. Hub connection, it's a feature called the Signal R. I'll make a dedicated video on it. I'm just gonna make about 4 or 5 parts because that one is a powerful thing. This is a technology that WhatsApp is using, any chat application, Facebook, and so forth, right? And then I have this guy that's very interesting. I'll make another video about it, the internet connectivity. How do I ensure that this app can connect to the internet? And this is me registering another arm of this page, which is setup view model, right? And the version updates will talk about that. Then I have the constructor where I'm setting up the things I need to set up, such as initialize the pins for a topics feature. I need to do it when the app launches. I need to set the intros, stuff that you see here. Did you know all of that? I need to check if the device is smaller, because this is very interesting, right? And then I have that when the page is being navigated to, you're gonna have to learn these things, right? I can teach you all of this, right? What happens? So we are dealing with that screen security feature. We are checking system theme. I don't like it. I've disabled having to tamper with the theme. I don't like that theme because I like the design, the background, this bluish. I like the blackness. I like the font. I like the icons and the color and the size. I never liked the theme. So what I did, I make sure that I get rid of that, right? So you cannot click the back button because this is how you disable if you don't want people to go back, right? Because it doesn't make sense. Then I have that, like I said, we'll talk about that guy. Check system theme, if you're using dark mode, I'll tell you that you're using dark mode. And then initializing the topics, the pins for a topics page, setting the intros, something that we don't need to know, checking the device if it's smaller. And then this is the guy. When you click the button, there's a whole lot that goes into it, and we'll come back to it. There's a whole lot. Just don't see these few lines of code. The critical thing is this line 137, where we are trying LHT connectivity. This does a lot of things, right? And then another thing, like I said, this is everything, because, and the way I program, the way we were taught to program, this is what happens when you click the button. So I'm handling the click event to say somebody clicked the button. What should we do with it, right? So what I do is, okay, number one, the button, it needs to be disabled. Not disabled, it needs to disappear. Well, in fact, no, it should not be. It should not disappear. Sorry, because what I'm saying is, yes, I'm disappearing the button. I'm saying is visible false. Do not show this. When I click, it disappears because I know it can never come back to the screen. Then another thing is that I am showing, and I'll make a video about it, the base indicator. You see that, where I'm talking about the base indicator and then the message, that shows on the base indicator. And then for iOS, it's doing a specific thing. Do you understand? Where it's going to delay for just about 10 seconds. There's a reason why, because Apple didn't want to approve my app because of they figured out it was not performant when they were testing my app thoroughly. So I had to put a condition to satisfy them doing it, right? And then this is the most important thing to understand. So like I said, this method, it's responsible to check the state of internet connectivity. I don't want you to continue using my app if you cannot continue, if you're not connected to the internet, like I said. And then here I'm setting up a Signal R. It's a beautiful feature. And then I stop the Signal R, I resume Signal R, then I check for app updates, right? So when we meet again, when I talk about this feature, I need to do this one because it's very important. That what happens when you click this continue button. Listen, we can talk about this. I can teach you. I can show you how I build license any tips, right? For only 25 Rand per session. That session is a full hour, any day from Monday to Friday, from 8 p.m. until 9 p.m. I can show you this. I can talk about the thought process of why did I decide to have this page called setup. What do I intend to do with it?